So there are actually few situations that can make us feel as helpless as drowning does. And one of those is physical therapy and rehabilitation after something like a stroke. Now, I've seen this face many times, and I've also seen it turn to sheer joy and relief as I've arrived on the scene to provide help. I want to create a future where rehabilitation patients and clinicians can go from feeling helpless and desperate to empowered and hopeful. Non-communicable diseases have an incredibly high burden both on healthcare and on the global economy. We're looking at SDG 3 and particularly 3.4 is non-communicable diseases. So they're the leading cause of death and disability globally. In physical therapy, the reason is because we have very poor and antiquated assessment tools like tape measure and a stopwatch, and antiquated treatment tools as well. And this leads us to very poor outcomes. Just in stroke rehab, this is a $150 billion problem. The inspiration for all of this came from my work in pre-hospital emergency medicine, combined with work in the space industry at the European Space Agency, and really a passion for just helping people. And that's what led to our product, Mobi, which you can see the prototype on the right. We've taken the best neuroscience, we've paired it with AI and robotics and brought it to the bedside where it creates the most important impact with our patients. So it's a very powerful assessment tool and a powerful treatment tool that empowers clinicians to get better outcomes. So far in our stroke clinical trial, we're seeing that all of our patients and all clinicians are very, very pleased with the use of Mobi. So far, we've created $10 million in healthcare cost savings, and our 5-year impact goal is closer to 60 billion based on over 800,000 disability-adjusted life years saved. Our patients and clinicians are incredibly impressed. They find it empowering and gives them confidence and enabling. But Mobi isn't just great impact, it's also great business. So in hospital, we've got a capital equipment model with annual recurring revenues, and in clinics, it's a pay-per-use model, so an endless tail, essentially. We're forecasting 160 million in revenues 5 years out, most of which are recurring. These are the first KOLs and important customers in the US, which is about a $2 billion market, down from the global 36. And scaling is through regional distributors, and these are the ones that we're targeting initially. Our team is incredibly diverse, committed, and resilient, and has already demonstrated that we can create products that the market loves. And from there, just to give you a taste of where we're headed in the future, in order to provide the smart therapy, we've been able to sequence human movement. So this is my walking, and this obviously has a lot of other applications I won't get into right now. We're doing this to provide better and longer lives, to provide the greatest recovery experience, and we really believe that other branches of medicine like surgery have gotten their revolution, and now it's rehab's turn. So we'd love to have you join us in leading this rehab revolution. Thank you very much, and I'll be happy to take any questions if there are any.
It's focused like for you stroke patients, or like is it like addressing a couple of different areas?
Yeah, great question. So we've started in stroke because it makes sense. You have to start a clinical trial in one indication, but it's actually for any physical therapy, for any physical rehabilitation. And we see that as we show it to clinicians, they know that. We don't need to explain that to them. They say, oh, I can use it on my cardio patients and my orthopedic patients and any other rehab patients. So the market is much, much broader. And our next trial that's starting very shortly is actually on all of those indications. It's all of rehab patients. So you're right, it's much broader.